I'm George Stephanopoulos, and this is Nightline. Tonight, one of the most fascinating figures in popular music.
My tambourine is still singing.
Tonight, Beck. A musical maverick meets his moment.
It's been more than a decade since Beck arrived with Loser, a surreal homemade hit that rode a hip-hop beat to become a slacker anthem. It could have turned him into a one-hit wonder. Instead, over the course of 7 albums and a non-stop chorus of acclaim, Beck has grown into one of the most compelling figures in rock music. And with his talent for collage, he's created a freewheeling mix of rock, hip-hop, traditional musics, and some sounds that usually only come out of video games. Now his latest recording, Wero, finds him stretching further still. Beck is now 34 years old, married, and a new father. On his new album, Wero, he returns to his signature sound of combining electronic loops and beats with acoustic folk blues songwriting. But his lyrics are clearly more autobiographical, often dealing directly with disillusionment and loss. We first caught up with Beck last month at a packed London club on the eve of the new album's release, and an open-ended touring schedule, and the biggest marketing offensive of his career. From an appearance on Saturday Night Live, to a so-called Beckisode on the hugely popular nighttime soap, The OC, scored exclusively with his new music.
Wait a sec.
To Starbucks,
Soy latte, please.
where you can have your Beck to go.
Triple grande.
A guest is Beck. He's got his band with him. He's got a new record.
This pounding on a vending machine. Toy diamond ring stuck on a finger.
And it's paying off. Wero entered the Billboard chart at number 2, the highest position of Beck's career. Can you explain the meaning of Wero?
Wero, it means white boy. It's kind of a slang word. It's something that I would hear growing up, you know, something I'd hear on the street, walking to school, get called Wero. It's just a word that always stuck in my head, and I wanted to do something with that at some point. And I think I ended up in the end just kind of doing this almost journalistic kind of look at that whole time.
The vibrant culture clash of the poor Los Angeles neighborhood where Beck grew up seems to have inspired a love of collage, of mixing and contrasting unlikely combinations.
I grew up near MacArthur Park, which is right next to downtown, and I guess it's kind of the old LA of the 30s and 40s, but you know, by the time I was born, it was a little more dilapidated, and a lot of stuff was getting torn down. And it was mostly immigrant neighborhood, especially at that time. You know, Salvadorian, Guatemalan, Mexican. There was some Korean, and it just kind of a mix of everything.
Plenty of critically acclaimed artists, at least, have as many influences and as wide a range of influences as Beck does, but they don't reveal them all. They're not able to mine all of their influences as well as Beck. There are a few artists who can reveal a love for the Carter family and, you know, sort of Brazilian music from the 60s and hip-hop and punk rock and the Beatles, and take all these things and put them together so that you can find those things in the songs. But that's the essential nature of collage, is picking up something that belonged to someone else and making it into something entirely new.
because we're on Nightline, I have to ask the hard-hitting questions. And I need you to really drill down. I need to get some facts on this. Where did you learn to dance?
So I didn't learn. It was really on-the-job training, so to speak.
Let's get this together, Jim.
Just being on stage and trying to figure out what to do with myself.
Beck also puts a remarkable amount of creative energy into the visual aspects of his output. You make amazing videos and do almost sort of experimental packaging with your albums. Do you see yourself as a pop artist as well as just a musician?
The visual is definitely something that's really important, that I just think of it as an extension from the music. When I first started making records, I just thought it was such an opportunity to bring maybe something art-minded or, you know, something in film that interested me.
Baby, your love comes.
Do you feel like he's original?
Definitely, yeah. You know, I'll answer the question with a question. Can you name any other artist currently on the radio who sounds anything like him, or who's done anything that he's done nearly as well as he's done it, or nearly as authentically?
We'll shake around our bodies to keep it warm and tight. My tambourine is still shaking.
Beck may still be finding his way through the pop marketplace, but artistically, his course is true. While the music industry chases every new fad, Beck shows us just how far a musician can get by following his own compass. I'm John Flansburgh for Nightline in New York.